I don't know if any of you have the object of someone's obsession.
The golden age of Hollywood is often remembered as a magical time for films with dazzling stars and unforgettable movies. But what about the secrets hidden behind the curtains? Was it as glamorous as it seemed? Believe it or not, life off camera isn't as perfect as you see through the films. Some shocking truths about the actors and actresses from that era might surprise you. How far do you think the studios would go to cover up these scandals? Do you believe that the truth will be revealed someday, even if they hide the secrets? Well, let's check it out together. How about we take a small detour to the golden age of Hollywood and uncover 20 nasty secrets hidden by the superiors of Hollywood at that time. Number 20. Louise Brooks' Blacklisting. Louise Brooks was one of the most iconic and influential actresses of the silent film era. She became a symbol of the jazz age and a favorite of both filmmakers and audiences with her distinctive bob haircut and wonderful screen presence. Her performances in films like Pandora's Box and Diary of a Lost Girl were some of the best movies showcasing her extraordinary talent and natural charm. Did you know that Brooks' career had to come to an end almost overnight? How do you think this happened? Why did she disappear from the industry? Well, the truth behind her disappearance is that Louise Brooks was blacklisted. The golden era was when the bosses had immense power. In this era, she made the courageous choice to stand up for herself. Brooks refused to cooperate with a bossy studio system. She rejected roles she found uninspiring and refused to compromise her artistic integrity or personal principles. The studio heads did not like her attitude, and they labeled her as a difficult and uncooperative actress. They took their revenge by ending her career, making it almost impossible for her to come back to Hollywood. Brooks had to pay a price she didn't deserve at all for challenging the system. Despite the hardships she faced, Louise Brooks is still an iconic figure from the golden era and is still loved by the audience for her acting skills. Number 19. The scandalous and unapologetic Tula Bankhead. Tula Bankhead was a bold and energetic actress who became famous for her work on stage and in the movies. She is known for her lively and outgoing personality. She loved being the center of attention and lived life on her own terms.
Listen, how come you know the lingo so well? And how come when I climbed into this lifeboat, you were the only one in it, all dressed up like you knew you were going someplace?
I was going someplace. I was going into a lifeboat. What is this? Are you insinuating?
You seem pretty anxious to stand up for your friend here.
What do you mean, my friend?
Tula enjoyed challenging social norms, often shocking people with her daring behavior and free-spirited lifestyle. Whether performing on stage, mingling at parties, or speaking her mind, she pushed boundaries in ways that made her unforgettable. Bankhead was really open about her lifestyle choices. She even discussed her use of alcohol and cocaine, which were some of the highly controversial items of that era, without any hesitation. Now, how about I tell you about an incident that is an example of her unfiltered honesty? Bankhead agreed to star in the 1932 film Devil and the Deep, simply because she wanted to have sex with Gary Cooper. This frankness extended to her sexual life as well. In an era when society was more conservative, Bankhead's disclosures about her sexual preferences and relationships caused quite a stir. Bankhead was rumored to have intimate links with numerous men and women, which caused huge damage to her reputation. But she embraced the hate, ignored the conventions of her time, and marched to the beat of her own drum. This made her a fascinating figure in Hollywood. Number 18. Marlon Brando's treatment of Rita Moreno. Rita Moreno was one of the brightest stars of Hollywood's golden age, but her personal life wasn't as good as her career. Her relationship with Marlon Brando, one of the greatest actors in the industry, was rough and marked by lies, cheating, and emotional abuse.
I'm going with Marlon Brando. And
Dating him?
Going with him because I was like 8 years.
8 years?
On and off, on and off.
Okay,
8 years.
gotcha.
Okay, so one time I find a lady's underwear in his house, and I go home brokenhearted, hurt, angry, just destroyed. I should have known better, but I didn't.
The two met on the set of Desiree, and they were the best couple on that set. But soon, it turned out to be a nightmare for Moreno. She was emotionally weak because of Brando's behavior. He cheated on her with many other women. Not only that, Brando forced her to terminate her pregnancy against her wishes, which left her deeply scarred. This toxic relationship even led her to attempt suicide, but luckily she was saved. Despite the trauma she had, Rita Moreno aced in her career. She became one of the few performers to win an Academy Award, a Tony, a Grammy, and an Emmy Award. Moreno's experience with Brando shows how power can be misused and how traumatic it could be for a woman to endure the pain. Number 17, Clara Bo's Hidden Life. Clara Bo was one of the biggest stars in the 1920s, but by 1931 her career was tarnished by a series of disgraceful rumors that forced her into a life of anonymity. These rumors are still shocking and sensational in the Hollywood industry. What could it possibly be? Some of the allegations are claims of alcoholism, drug abuse, gambling, and affairs with multiple men and women. But here's the interesting part. The most outrageous rumor was that Bo hosted parties for the entire USC football team and was involved in intimate activities with every player there.
She paraded a new worldly wisdom that sex somehow meant a good time.
These stories caused irreparable damage to her reputation. Now, guys, here's the twist. The person who leaked these rumors was none other than Bo's secretary, Daisy DeVoe, who left her job after a heated argument with Bo.
That's all right. Dynamite doesn't frighten me. I've been in a lot of explosions. I was wondering why you look so frightfully scarred.
DeVoe stole Bo's personal documents and attempted to blackmail the actress. But Bo filed a complaint and DeVoe was taken to court. Unfortunately, the case backfired and revealed all of Bo's secrets, which made the public go crazy. False rumors were spread everywhere. Her movie contracts were canceled, and eventually, Bo left the Hollywood industry without a good reputation. Tired of expensive, low-effort script writers for your YouTube channel? Autoscripter.ai is the ultimate solution. Say goodbye to low-quality, poorly retention amateur scripts that fail to generate thousands of views for your channel. At a fraction of the cost, Autoscripter.ai helps your videos go viral. In just 3 steps, Autoscripter.ai creates a polished script tailored to your needs. Just input your title concept, select your tone and style. The intuitive interface makes editing and refining effortless, fast, smart, and trusted by hundreds of satisfied users who have already discovered the amazing tool. Start your free trial today and watch Autoscripter.ai transform your YouTube channel. Just click the link in the video description below now. Number 16. Judy Garland's battle with addiction. Judy Garland, renowned for her iconic role as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, faced lifelong struggles with addiction and mental health, despite her extraordinary success.
Looking at numerous news reports and testimonies from people who knew Judy, it's clear that she, over a long period of time, used multiple prescription medications. The most significant of these is amphetamine.
Entering Hollywood at a young age, Garland was pressured by studio executives to maintain a strict diet, and she was provided with amphetamines to stay energized during her busy filming schedules. To balance the stimulants, she was also given sleeping pills, creating a harmful cycle of drug dependency. This pattern of addiction began in her teenage years and persisted throughout her career, contributing to multiple suicide attempts and hospitalizations. Her drug use, combined with the constant stress of fame, led to her tragic death from an accidental overdose at the age of 47.
I can see that at this point in Judy's life, she wasn't taking just amphetamines. She was using a cocktail of different prescription medications, including tranquilizers and painkillers. Did this mixture of drugs ultimately cause her death?
Number 15, Rosco Arbuckle Scandal. Rosco Fatty Arbuckle, one of Hollywood's first comedic stars, saw his career destroyed by a scandal in 1921. During a Labor Day party at San Francisco's St. Francis Hotel, actress Virginia Rappe fell ill and died days later from a ruptured bladder. Arbuckle was accused of raping and fatally injuring Rappe, a claim made by Maud Delmont. Even though the evidence was negligible, Arbuckle was arrested and was treated harshly. Arbuckle was not found guilty and was released in 1922, with the jury even apologizing for the way he had been treated. But the damage caused to his career was irreversible. Just like Louise Brooke, Arbuckle was blacklisted and his films were stopped, which led him to end his career. Public outrage over the scandal led to the creation of the Hays Code, which imposed moral guidelines on Hollywood productions. Arbuckle later worked as a director under the pseudonym William Goodrich, but he never got his old status back. Unfortunately, before making things all right, Arbuckle died from a heart attack in 1933 at the age of 46. Number 14, Tony Richardson and Linda Lovelace's notorious party. According to Hollywood insider Scotty Bowers, Tony Richardson, a well-known director in the 1960s associated with porn star Linda Lovelace after the release of her iconic film Deep Throat.
The pornographic film Deep Throat has become one of the most popular and profitable blue movies of all time.
This is a phenomenon.
Richardson was so captivated by Lovelace's infamous talent for performing fellatio that he asked Bowers to arrange a meeting between them. Bowers said that Richardson wanted a private session with Lovelace to better understand her abilities. The meeting was arranged, and Richardson paid a good amount to have Lovelace attend a party he hosted. This gathering was no ordinary social event. It was an exclusive affair, especially for those within the gay community. During the party, Lovelace provided a live demonstration using a large latex dildo, showcasing her skills to an audience eager to learn from her. The demonstration was not merely for entertainment. Some guests even approached Lovelace afterward to exchange tips and techniques. Well, the story did not end there. At a Beverly Hills cocktail party, Bowers shared details of Richardson's event with a different set of guests, particularly elderly women aged between 60 and 80. One of the older women requested Lovelace's contact information, which Bowers willingly provided. 2 weeks later, Lovelace called Bowers to report back that she had just given another demonstration, this time to a group of elderly Beverly Hills socialites. Number 13, Montgomery Cliffs Demons. Montgomery Clift made his name from the films A Place in the Sun and From Here to Eternity. His performances earned him 2 Academy Award nominations for Best Actor and established his status as a rising star. Despite his success on screen, Clift struggled with personal demons throughout his life. One of his most well-known battles was the addiction to alcohol and drugs. His substance abuse deteriorated his health and well-being and also affected both his work and personal life. He tried to quit everything with the help of treatments, but it never worked for him. Additionally, Clift also faced challenges related to his sexuality. In 2018, the documentary Making Montgomery Cliffs, co-directed by his nephew Robert Clift, along with his wife Hillary, revealed that Clift's mother knew about his sexuality from a young age. Also, in 2000, Elizabeth Taylor also admitted publicly that he was gay during the GLAAD Media Awards. Montgomery Clift died at the age of 46 due to a heart attack. Number 12. Alfred Hitchcock stalked his actress. Alfred Hitchcock, known as the master of suspense, was one of the most influential filmmakers of the 20th century. But his relationship with the leading actress, Tippi Hedren, during the making of The Birds and Marnie, revealed the darker side of Alfred.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Tippi Hedren is finally opening up about the abuse she says she suffered at the hands of Alfred Hitchcock, the legendary director who made her a star and then ruined her career because she refused to sleep with him.
It is the worst thing to be the object of someone's obsession if you're not interested. It became unbearable.
Hitchcock became obsessively in love with Hedren, which made him watch her under constant surveillance, make unwanted advancements, and show controlling behavior. He cut her off from the rest of the cast, indicating that her career depended only on his approval. This caused huge damage to her career, and she stopped working with Alfred Hitchcock. This story was revealed by Hedren only after years to make sure that her story would never be silenced. It is also said that Alfred showed his behavior with many women in the industry.
I don't know if any of you women have had the horrible experience of being the object of someone's obsession. Have any of you? I don't know whether you'd even answer that, but if you have, you would know exactly what that is like, and it is oppressive.
Number 11, Clark Gable's bad breath. We all remember Clark Gable for his role in classic films like Gone with the Wind. One of the rumors that was fuming around the Hollywood industry was about Gable's bad breath and how co-stars struggled to deal with it. The cause of Gable's foul breath was often contributed to his dental issues. Gable had suffered from a severe gum infection, which led him to wear dentures from a relatively young age. He always tried to maintain good oral hygiene, but the dentures couldn't help him get rid of the bad breath. The stories about Gable's breath were often considered a joke by those who worked with him. Some of his colleagues used to make fun of him behind his back and humiliated him publicly. Number 10, Jean Harlow was prohibited from getting married. Jean Harlow, aka the Blonde Bombshell, captivated audiences with her beauty, charisma, and talent. Movies like Platinum Blonde and Dinner at 8 showcased her talented acting and beauty.
What do you think I'm doing while you're out pulling your dirty deals? Waiting for Daddy to come home?
What are you driving at,
You think you're the only man I know, you great big noise? Well, you aren't, see? There's somebody that just knowing him has made me realize what a stuff shirt you are.
Why,
You don't like that, do you, Mr. Cabinet Member? Somebody else put over a deal.
However, Harlow's life wasn't as beautiful as we could see from the outside. One of the most concerning rumors was that she was prohibited from getting married. This wasn't an order from the law, it was the Hollywood industry that made her enter into a contract like this. She was under contract with MGM, one of the most powerful studios in Hollywood. The studio heads believed that her charm would be diminished if she were married. They thought that audiences wanted to see her as an unattainable fantasy, and that marriage would spoil that image. When Harlow fell in love and wanted to marry, the studio pressured her to remain single. This made her unhappy, and what's more worse is that Jean died at the age of 26 due to kidney failure. Poor Jean couldn't live the life that she wanted due to a contract that MGM made. Number 9, Mae West's secret abortion. It was only a matter of time before Mae West became one of Hollywood's most iconic and controversial stars. She is known for her bold personality and provocative style. She broke many taboos and shocked the conservative society of Hollywood.
The men of my country go wild about women with yellow hair.
I'm glad you told me. I want to keep straight on my geography.
However, one of the most intriguing rumors about her life involves a secret abortion. During the early 20th century, abortion was illegal and heavily stigmatized. Even though it was illegal, rumors say that Mae West had undergone a secret abortion at the height of her career. The story goes that West became pregnant during the early days of her career. If the truth had been released, her career would have ended at that moment. So, to protect her career, she always kept her life private and aborted the baby she had out of wedlock. Number 8. Joan Crawford's poor hygiene. Joan Crawford was a beauty queen on camera, but behind the scenes, it was not really good. Some rumors say that she had very poor hygiene practices, including infrequent bathing and unpleasant body odor. These rumors became sensational talk among fans as well as within the industry. But where did these rumors come from? And were they true? Crawford's alleged poor hygiene became a topic of discussion among those who worked with her on film sets. Some claimed that she rarely bathed and often wore the same clothes for days on end. Others mentioned her messy appearance and unpleasant smell. It is also possible that these rumors originated from fatigue and stress rather than intentional negligence of personal hygiene. Number 7. Frank Sinatra's mob connections. Frank Sinatra rose to fame as one of the most popular and influential entertainers of the 20th century, with hit songs like My Way and Fly Me to the Moon, and memorable film roles in classics like From Here to Eternity and The Manchurian Candidate.
Let me see what life is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand.
Apart from his songs and films, rumors say that he had connections with notorious mobs like Sam Giancana and Lucky Luciano. It was said that Sinatra helped the mafia by misusing the power he had in the industry. These connections to the mafia were fueled by his friendships with known mobsters and his frequent visits to mafia-run establishments in Las Vegas and elsewhere. Sinatra was also involved in illegal activities, such as gambling and racketeering, on behalf of the mob. FBI documents revealed that Sinatra's name appeared in connection with various mafia figures in surveillance reports. Sinatra's connections to the mafia became a source of fascination for both fans and the critics. One incident that added more speculation about Sinatra's mob ties was the kidnapping of his son Frank Sinatra Jr. in 1963. The kidnapping was done by a few amateurs who wanted money, but the society still thinks of it as part of his mob connections. Number 6. Vivian Lee was a nympho. The stunning actress, best known for her roles in Gone with the Wind and A Streetcar Named Desire, was not only celebrated for her talent, but also often surrounded by rumors about her personal life.
Thanks, Scarlett.
But Red, you
You go into the arena alone. The lions are hungry for you.
Oh, Red, don't leave me, don't.
Not afraid.
One rumor was that Vivian Lee was a nymphomaniac. This painted her as someone with an uncontrollable sexual appetite, far different from the composed and elegant character she portrayed on screen. Lee's struggles with bipolar disorder were well documented. Her intense mood swings and erratic behavior were often attributed to this condition. Her personal life was very complex and had a lot of challenges to overcome, including her married life with actor Laurence Olivier. Their relationship was initially fantastic, but her mental health issues made it difficult later on. Number 5. Marilyn Monroe's stuttering. Marilyn Monroe, the prettiest of all time, is one of the best actresses in Hollywood's history.
Well, and how is everything?
Just dandy.
Ah, I see you have already served yourself. How remiss of me.
Oh, not at all. I prefer it this way.
Splendid. Well, cheerio.
Mud in your eye.
But in her personal life, Monroe grappled with trauma from her childhood. She was raised in foster care with a mother who suffered from mental illness. Monroe's early life was unstable and difficult. One of the indications of this trauma was her stutter, which emerged due to her challenging childhood. Although Monroe eventually overcame her stuttering, it remained a symbol of the emotional scars she carried throughout her life. She had a tragic death at the age of 36 due to an overdose of barbiturates.
Crowds of the curious are held back at a respectful distance from the private funeral that Joe DiMaggio and others arranged for Marilyn Monroe. After services in the chapel of Westwood Memorial Cemetery, in which eulogies and passages from the scripture were read, the casket is placed in the hearse to be taken to a crypt on the nearby corridor of memories. Only her half-sister, studio workers, and close friends of the late actress, among whom none were closer than DiMaggio and his young son, attend the services.
Number 4, The Fixer. In the golden age of Hollywood, when unplanned pregnancies became an issue for female stars, many turned to MGM's head of publicity, Howard Strickling, to resolve their inconvenient problems. Actresses withdrew from movies for the reason of needing rest or undergoing an appendectomy, which was a code word used for abortion procedures. Some of the actresses who sought help from Strickling were Tula Bankhead, who is said to have had abortions routinely, Jean Harlow, Joan Crawfords, who was pregnant by Clark Gable, Betty Davis, Lana Turner, and Judy Garland. Judy Garland's abortion is known to have had long-lasting effects on her life. Hollywood has long sought to hide the truth about actresses, ensuring that the audience does not judge them for being pregnant and losing interest in watching their movies. Number 3, Judy Lewis was the secret child of the Hollywood royalty. Judy Lewis's story is one of the most shocking and heartbreaking in Hollywood history. The daughter of actress Loretta Lung and actor Clark Gable, Lewis was born out of wedlock. To safeguard the reputations of Loretta and Gable, Judy spent her first 19 months in an orphanage before a scene was orchestrated showing her adoption by them. Lewis grew up unaware of her true parentage, but Hollywood insiders knew the truth, and the public eventually caught them when Judy's resemblance was similar to Gable's. This is extremely surprising news. How could a parent send their child to an orphanage for 19 months, especially since Judy was a baby?
Well, the first time I knew who my father was, I was 23, and I was 2 weeks away from being married. And I said to my fiancé, I said, I can't marry you. I don't know who I am. And he smiled and he said, well, I know everything there is to know about you. He said, you're Clark Gable's daughter.
Number 2, Charlie Chaplin's affair with underage women. Charlie Chaplin is one of the most beloved figures in film history, known for his comedic genius and his iconic character, the Tramp. However, his personal life was controversial, particularly his relationships with much younger women. Chaplin had a pattern of marrying underage girls, often under questionable circumstances. His first wife, Mildred Harris, was just 16 years old when they married, as was his second wife, Lita Gray, whom he married after she became pregnant. He found stability in his marriage to Una O'Neill, with whom he had 8 children. Number 1, Howard Hughes's eerie behavior. The reclusive billionaire, aviation pioneer, and Hollywood tycoon Howard Hughes is remembered not just for his immense contributions to film and aviation, but also for his increasingly bizarre and uncanny behavior.
Run reel 10 again. I think we're duplicating the shot here. And tell Jimmy I want 10 chocolate chip cookies. All right? Medium chips, none too close to the outside. Got it?
One of the most infamous characteristics of Hughes's, particularly, was his extreme germophobia. His fear of germs went far beyond simple cleanliness. It turned into a cleaning obsession. Hughes would spend hours scrubbing his hands and would insist that his employees use tissue to pick up objects to avoid contamination. This fear extended to his environment, where he would isolate himself for long periods in cleaned rooms, often refusing to see anyone. Another strange behavior was his habit of storing his urine in jars. This was part of a pattern of obsessive-compulsive behavior. Hughes would collect his urine and line up the jars in neat rows. This practice was not only unhygienic, but also showed how he was struggling with his mental health. His isolation only grew more intense over time. He would lock himself away in darkened rooms for months on end, watching movies continuously. He refused to cut his hair or nails, which resulted in excessive growth of his hair and nails. His behavior was a combination of obsessive-compulsive disorder, the physical pain from multiple plane crashes, and possible syphilis. Well, that's a wrap for today's video. Hope you guys liked it. Which was the most nastiest secret? Also, comment down below if we missed any secrets. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you like this video, here's another interesting one for you. 20 secretly LGBTQ+ stars of the golden age of Hollywood. Check it out. It's very interesting.